Hey, welcome to part 2 of my Minimalism 101 series. In this video, I'm going to cover with you some of the things to be aware of when embarking on a minimalist journey. Alright, so hopefully you've watched part 1 of this series, which was how to get started on your minimalism journey. And this is part 2 of this series, which is what to be aware of. Now, so today, what do you need to be aware of when embarking on a minimalism journey? We always want to know if we're going to try something new, what are the pros, what are the cons, like what to be aware of, right? So first thing I want to say, which is the most important, is you get to be you. You're going to find a lot of information out there on minimalism. It's a very hot topic these days. Everybody's got an opinion of what minimalism looks like. And, well, that's true of everything in life. So what does it look like for you? Does it mean having only a nightstand and a lamp and a small 8x10 photo? Does it look like just removing the excess and the waste and the things that you don't use, but you still have a lot of home decor? Like, what does it look like for you? And whatever that is, it's okay. You're not in competition with anyone. And don't listen to anybody who tells you any banana sauce about what you need to be, what you should or shouldn't be, or you are or are not a minimalist. That's garbage, right? You're just you, and every step that you make towards positive change in your life is good. And that's all I care. So I support you in this journey. Let it be authentic and individual. That's the most important. So, something that a lot of people aren't aware of is that embarking on a minimalism journey will likely be more challenging, but also more rewarding than they had anticipated. What I mean by that is when it comes to being more challenging, is people are often more emotionally attached to their things than they would have previously thought. And when you get to certain areas of your house or certain belongings, it can be very emotional. It can be very challenging, and people didn't realize old emotions come up, old traumas, old coping behaviors or skills. These things come back up, and it is sometimes flooring. You're like, whoa, wow, I didn't know I felt that way. And so that's where having that buddy that I talked about in part 1 can be very helpful. Having someone there to support you during those emotional ups and downs, and being patient and kind to yourself in that process. It's okay. And you don't need to be embarrassed, you don't need to be ashamed, and you certainly don't need to tell yourself how you should or should not be feeling in that moment. You get to feel however you're going to feel. And then with that comes the opposite side of the spectrum, which is so exciting, is the rewarding aspect of it. The kind of surprising sense of empowerment and encouragement you feel and pride you feel in yourself when you take control and mastery over elements of your life that you perhaps have felt out of control of for a long time. When you begin saying no, even to yourself, right? How hard is it sometimes to say no to other people? And how much even harder is it sometimes to say no to ourselves? So, when you stand up for yourself in your own life and you show up and you make change and you make tough decisions, it feels good. It feels really good. And that is extremely rewarding. Most people are going to find that when they begin a minimalism journey, something you should be aware of is that it can be very eye-opening towards your own negative patterns of waste, negative patterns of consumption, negative spending habits, coping skills. A lot of people cope through shopping and buying and obtaining. These things come up. So to be aware of that it's going to be very enlightening. And that has pros and cons, ups and downs. You got to ride the ride and be willing to take it wherever it takes you. And I promise you, it'll pop you out of the other side of the rainbow in a much happier place. And so it's not a race, it's a journey. And so, try to recycle and reuse and repurpose things where you can so that you don't then just exacerbate an already existing issue of waste and neglect and improper care. At least make the best of the situation, and it's something that can help you feel good about the things that you're getting rid of. I have videos where I give tips on how to repurpose items, especially sentimental items, to where you don't even have to get rid of it. You just take it from something that was collecting dust or taking up space and turning it into something that you actually get to use or admire on a daily basis. The two final things that I want to share with you about what to be aware of when starting a minimalism journey are both very important and kind of go hand in hand. So that is that if you are the leading member of the household and you've got other people that live with you and you want to embark on this minimalism journey, you have to be aware that not everyone is going to necessarily be on board. And even when you've made great strides, not everyone's going to support your system. But it's not for us to judge, criticize, force, blame, okay? No, forget all that. Take responsibility for you. I guarantee you every member of that household is contributing to your current situation, and that includes you. So first things first, put on your big boy pants or your big girl pants and start with you. And by leading by example and inviting others from a place of love and encouragement, people often start making change too. It's contagious, I promise you. So don't worry about everybody else. You can't control them. Focus on you, and at least you can make a difference in your household. So then with that being said, that it's going to be important, especially if you are the mom or the dad in the situation and there's a spouse and there's children, then it's important that you begin creating systems. You create systems that are going to then support all of this time and effort that you're putting into this new journey. So if your family has issues with laundry, if your family has issues with dishes, if your family has issues with trash, begin creating systems. You can use baskets, you can use labeling, and these are all things that you can do on the cheap using dollar store items or reusing things in your house that you found that were just being used for junk storage, right? And creating systems that then alter the family's path every day to support more organization and cleanliness and orderliness. So these are my tips for you guys of what to be aware of when starting a minimalism journey. Some things that you can take into consideration from the start and work it all into a methodology that's going to be optimal for you. I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to check the description box below to find the link to this playlist so you can see all 3 parts of this series. And hey, I would so appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up, if you could leave a comment, introduce yourself, share a little bit about your journey, and share on your social media, and definitely subscribe if you resonate with my messages. This is what lets YouTube know that what you find here you like and value, and it helps build this channel, it helps build our community, we all get to know each other, and it helps support me in my mission of sharing these messages. So thank you so much, peace out, and until next time.